You cannot lose when it's your time to win. And when it's your time to win is determined by God. Not you, not me, not a guru, not your business coach, not the latest best-selling author. Times and seasons belong to God. Period. You cannot lose.
Hey, yo, peace to the gods, peace to the earth. This your man, the King of Truth. King of Truth is Allah. Coming to you on this power refinement day of July. Peace. Now, in our supreme mathematics, number 5 is, how we do today's mathematics. We just take the numbers of the number, the date, and we just, we add on, we build. But supreme mathematics, the definition of 5 is power, is power refinement, right? It's like 90 degrees. I'm outside, I'm about to go in the house. Day my father's birthday, peace. I just left him. And so, I was checking out this, this African-American pastor, and he was talking about, only through God is how you can win. He says it is God's season, God determination, right? That determines if you fail or succeed. Well, I disagree. And, that ain't never been true. Like, I've been to Catholic school for elementary 1 through 8 and Baptist church. From the time I was born till I was probably in my 20s. When my grandmother say that I don't have to go no more. They used to make me go to church. If I wanted to use the car, I would have to use the car and go to church, then go do what I had to do. But, yeah, man. So for people to still be about that today, after I got the knowledge of self, they sound crazy to me. They sound crazy to me, and I probably sound crazy to other people, telling them that you are the true and living God, and that you shouldn't depend on an unseen mystery God. You see what I'm saying? And so I understand, but it's peace, man. But the people that I talk about or highlight, they seem to be intelligent, and I just want to pull their coattail to try to understand better where we coming from as representatives of the nation of gods and earths. You see what I'm saying? So, but for this brother, so the brother name is Myron Golden, right? Last name Golden. And I discovered some people online with the last name Golden, right? I think Suge's ex-wife married a Golden, and this other girl that was, looking good online, last name was Golden. I think she done got married too, but the dude name is, Myron Golden, right? And he's very intelligent, very articulate, and I think he using his power of articulation and communication to keep people asleep. See, the power to win, the will to win, the want to win, the want to be considered a winner in the eyes of society is wrong. You should understand what being a winner is, right? First, and then proceed. But a person has to have some level of intelligence, right? And then they have to apply their intelligence in order to win. And so, his video, this 20-second video, just triggered what I've been saying, that you have to have the right knowledge, then you have to understand the knowledge. And once you understand the knowledge, you have to know how to use the knowledge, which means apply the knowledge. And so when you apply knowledge and you apply right knowledge correctly, in the eyes of those watching, you will be considered wise, a winner. Someone that repeats winning or success is considered to be wise. Ice cream truck out of here. So those that can repeat the process of, like Michael Jordan in the sports world, is considered to be wise, or a master of his profession, because he in the modern era has done what no other player, no other team has done, and that's three-peat twice. You see what I'm saying? So that makes him wise. So he has mastered the game of basketball, right? So, yeah, man. So, I don't think it's God. The nature of God's earth, we teach, the proper knowledge of yourself, the proper knowledge of self, and only through right knowledge and understanding can you proceed, progress, and become a winner. And so your mentality, your psyche, your mental health must be balanced, in good condition, in good order, so you won't be a egotistical winner, like Pussy Combs or somebody. You see what I'm saying? And then let constant or continuous success go to your head, which will lead to a fall, right? And that's so that's misapplied knowledge. He had no one to give him guidance, intention, motivation, education the right way. No one showed him the game. So people started to blame Clyde and blame, Andre Harrell, but they ain't had nothing to do with who he is today. He learned the business side of, running a record company. Clive and Andre Harrell never been brought up on none of the charges that, was said about him. So, I'm just, disagreeing peacefully with Myron Golden that, it's up to you, the individual, to make the decision that you want to win. And so I have not lost, but I have went in the wrong direction. I stopped moving. So it's taken me a while to cross the finish line. You know what I mean? In other areas of things. But I did cross the finish line when I finished college. But it took me a while. And so that means I had to get over something. I had to get over fatigue and fear of the unknown. And so, man, I think, a person through knowledge can pick the season that they want to cross the finish line, not the belief in something you can't prove. You know, I argue all the time. The existence of God should not be debatable. See what I'm saying? The existence of God should not be debatable. Should not be debatable. And in the nature of God's earth, we can debate the existence of a true creator of the planet Earth and everything on it over and over again. Some gods on earth got different theories, but it's peace. You see what I'm saying? We learn from each other. We share our theories and see if they can, it is something, some information we miss that can add on, that could bring some clarity to the existence of God or the topic at hand, right? So that's all I'm saying, man. People got to believe more in themselves. And these preachers, all of them, all the black preachers, they do a disservice because they take the power out of the people's hands and put it in a spirit hands. And so it's okay to understand the spirit of God or Jesus, but you still have to do it. You got to get the knowledge, to understand how to even apply the spirit or your belief. See what I'm saying? So I think these black preachers, TD, Creflo, all of them, preachers I ain't never heard of, they do a disservice by staying open. If and I'm not no hater, I can sell 1,000 items or something for $1,000 an item and make $1 million. I can sell 100,000 items or something at $10 a piece and make $1 million. You see what I'm saying? So it ain't about having money and material things. It's about teaching right knowledge. See, if I was taught right knowledge with financial literacy education, the struggle of finance wouldn't be a problem today. But you teaching people to lean on a spirit for their financial issues. And that's wrong. I'm living proof. We're not gonna win believing in something that they didn't move from in the earth's atmosphere to outside in outer space, heaven and God. We're not gonna win. We got to believe in ourselves. And like the Bible say, there is nothing new under the sun. So if there is nothing new under the sun, there is an instruction manual on how to succeed. And that's just right knowledge. Right knowledge applied. You see what I'm saying? So that's all I'm saying, man. People got to believe all in themselves. And now they got to do the research. They got to do the knowledge, go through the knowledge, trial and error. And they got to do the research. You see what I'm saying? So that's all I'm saying, man. I'm out. Peace.